Hello, today I'm going to be reviewing the movie Chappie.
You are Chappie.
Chappie.
It's like a child. It has to learn.
What's that? Chappie's book?
Yeah, it's yours.
Chappie's got stories? Chappie's got a book?
Anything you want to do in your life, you can do. Write poetry, have original ideas.
Chappie wants to paint?
Wow.
What in the name of the Lord? Your little robot's a big problem for me.
A thinking robot could be the end of mankind. Destroy that robot. Burn it to ash.
There's something of great danger headed our way now.
I don't want to die. I want to live.
If you want to survive, Chappie, you must fight.
Mayhem downtown as police have begun shutting down.
You hurt my people!
You think you're real?
You don't get away with this. He's special!
I am consciousness. I am alive. I am Chappie.
I know I don't review everything, but this is one that I want to talk about because Chappie is about a robot who becomes sentient. He can think, he has feelings, he can form opinions on things, and his name is Chappie. This is directed by Neil Blomkamp, who wowed everyone in 2009, I believe the year was, with the movie District 9, which is probably one of my all-time favorite sci-fi movies. I love District 9. And then he came out with Elysium, which a lot of people didn't like. I really liked Elysium. And now Chappie, which I was incredibly excited for. Like, it was one of my most pumped up movies for the year. Such a cool concept. Sure, it's not like the most original thing, but you know, what is these days? And the idea of AI has always really intrigued me, so that's another thing. And then really bad reviews started surfacing. Every single YouTube critic I watched trashing the movie, low review scores, everyone's hating the movie, which is like, oh no. But you know, I went into it with an open mind, and I have to say I was extremely disappointed with the bad reviews, because Chappie is a fucking great movie. I loved this movie. I really have to disagree with the critics and everyone else on this thing. I know everyone can have their own opinion, you know, I respect the fact that you don't like the movie and I can see why, but I don't know, it struck a chord with me and I really loved it. I cared about the character of Chappie. I loved Chappie. A big problem with this movie though, not a problem I had, but it wasn't marketed very well. It was marketed differently to how it is, which is a bad idea, because a lot of the movie, basically the plot, Chappie is created by Dev Patel's character with this AI software he made, but then he gets stolen by these thugs played by Ninja and Yolandi of the rap band Diane Word, kidnapped by them, and they basically train it to commit crimes and everything. And a lot of people hated the movie because of Diane Word, because they kind of play these weird versions of themselves, and honestly, I didn't find them too distracting. I don't like their music or anything, but, you know, I enjoyed them in the movie, and they were pretty good actors, despite the fact that Ninja was apparently a dickhead to everyone on set, and his character's a dickhead as well. I thought they were good characters. A lot of people didn't like this movie because they didn't know who to root for, and I think that's a good thing. Yolandi's character was actually very likable, and she had a lot of heart, and she was just sort of in a shitty situation. Chappie was really funny. He was endearing, adorable. You know, you really felt for him. I really wanted Chappie to make it out okay. And, you know, Dion, who created him, Dev Patel, he was also, you know, really likable. You cared for him, and, you know, even Ninja had his moments. And honestly, I didn't have a problem with them at all in the movie. I enjoyed watching them. They were good characters. It was a little distracting how they were wearing their own merchandise and stuff in the movie, but other than that, you know, I thought they were good. Hugh Jackman as the villain, he was very over the top and hammy, but he was funny at the same time, and also kind of, what I liked about his villain was that he was, I don't know, he was like a manly man, but he was also kind of a nerd as well. And I don't know, he wasn't the best villain ever. He was pretty cheesy and had some pretty bad lines, but he served the movie. Sigourney Weaver was wasted in her role. I'm not sure why she was in this. Anyone could have played her character. Sharlto Copley was really, really great as Chappie. Most of the acting in this movie is good. Sharlto Copley did such a good performance as Chappie with motion capture and voice acting and everything. Seriously, Chappie is like the best part of this movie by far. I cared about him so much. And all in all, I think it's a really interesting concept. The idea of robots becoming sentient, and it makes you think about what would happen. And the movie presents it in a way that makes you believe that this could really happen one day. And just makes you think, like, what if people tried to use these robots as weapons? What if a robot just got to live a normal life and become like an artist or something? And sure, people didn't like the movie because it's not original, but it's a sci-fi. Everything's borrowed from everything, and I think it had enough original material to be its own entertaining movie. I haven't seen Short Circuit, so I don't know about people's comparisons with that, but honestly, I loved Chappie. I love Neil Blomkamp as a director, and he has my seal of approval to direct Alien 2.5 or whatever they're calling it. And, he hasn't failed yet in my book. People calling him the next Shyamalan, no, not yet. If he continues making bad movies, maybe, but in my book, Neil Blomkamp has not made a single bad movie because I fucking loved Chappie. Seriously, don't let the critics stop you from going to see this. Just make up your own mind about it. If you don't like it, fair enough, I respect that. But I think everyone should go see this movie because it's not doing too well. And despite the fact that it is an original concept, it may be inspired by other sci-fi, but it's still an original script, an original story, original storyline. Keep that in mind. And I just thought it was a very entertaining movie, and I was actually quite moved by it. I got choked up a couple of times during this movie. And I don't really have a score to give Chappie because I want to go see it again, but probably somewhere. I loved Chappie, like, I really loved it. I mean, the only problems I can really think of is that it wasn't marketed well, and there are other directions they could have gone with it that would have been better, but I enjoyed the movie we got, and I wouldn't mind seeing a sequel because, a sequel could happen. I think Neil Blomkamp's already written one, but I really enjoyed Chappie, and I can't wait to see it again. And you may disagree with me, you may think I'm idiot drone, but I loved the movie Chappie.